Alex, I wanted to ask you a bit about pastoral care at the school, because again, it's something that Talbot Heath is very well known for in terms of being very nurturing and, you know, looking after the girls' well-being and pastoral care. What sort of, I mean, how is that taught at the school?
Well, we see it as, we care about the whole student. Obviously, academically, we want them to do really well. Learning about string theory and the philosophers is great, but it's only going to get you so far in life if you're not willing to care for yourself and know what the warning signs are about your own mental and physical health. And so we take it quite seriously. Through lessons, we deliver PSHCE to Key Stage 3. It's delivered at Key Stage 4 through external speakers coming in. And there's always a point where a teacher is going to be willing to talk to students about coping mechanisms, strategies, that kind of thing. You also have the tutors who do a great job. They know the girls so well. They're the first port of call. The deputy head, whose door is always open, and she has sofas covered in teddies just for you to cuddle, staff and students, if you've had a bad day. It's great. And so, you know, there is always, yes, the formal lessons, but everything we do is kind of underpinned by this awareness that, you know, being a teenager is hard and growing up is hard, and we're on their team. And we're willing to kind of support them through the difficult stuff that they're going to be facing.
Well, that's great to hear. No, it really is. And Ellie, I also wanted to ask you about remote education. Again, I've heard very good things about Talbot Heath in terms of how it managed during lockdown in sort of actually covering the whole curriculum and the timetable.
Yes, our girls are incredibly lucky. So at the end of March, Mrs. Holloway made the decision to move to remote learning, and we were all given training before the fact. So we were introduced to new apps. Every student has an iPad, which means we know exactly what technological capabilities every student has, and every staff has the same. So we know which apps they can access. We used a whole host of apps. I set up my own YouTube channel, something I'd never done before.
So did I. It was amazing. Sensations.
I had 21 subscribers by the end of lockdown. I was very proud of myself. But things like that. So, you know, you had a really interactive, dynamic lessons. The students kept to their same timetable. So they would wake up, and at 9 a.m. they'd have maths, followed by 10 p.m. they'd have, 10 p.m. Didn't do that on the day. 10 a.m. they did physics, and so on and so forth. And every lesson their teacher was available. So they were constantly in contact with us. They were able to Zoom us, to have face-to-face chats. We were on an app called Google Classroom. So really brilliant support. I checked in with my tutor group all the time. It was like they were in school. Yeah. They had every possibility opened up to them.
And how did the girls respond to it? I mean, what sort of feedback have you had about what they thought of it?
You know, they actually responded incredibly well. I thought, teenagers at home, none of them seemed to be in their pyjamas. They all seemed to be up. No, they were brilliant. They were really interacted well. And even now, when you've got students who are quarantining, we're sending out that remote working, and they're still in contact. You know, oh, miss, could you possibly explain this? And, oh, I'm not 100% sure on question 3 on that one. Could you go through it again? And, you know, they then contribute to each other. So it wasn't just us answering. I was able to kind of see an overview, but actually it was students saying, well, I did this. Here, have a photo of this. And, oh, I've sent you a photo over on AirDrop, and you can have a look on that. And it's brilliant.
And the skills they pick up from that as well, not just in the educational world, but in order to help them kind of manage workloads and get used to time management when you don't have the structure of the bells going off and things like that. I think that's invaluable too for the exams and the revision.
I think their initiative and their independence has just increased tenfold. They've been absolutely brilliant. I'm really seeing that as they've come back, actually. Yeah. They are mature, brilliant students who have lost no time in their education. They have continued exactly on time, whilst being able to gain skills as opposed to lose them.
That's fantastic to hear that. And also, I mean, just finally, I wanted to ask you, I mean, so will you incorporate some of that online learning into the curriculum?
Absolutely.
Yeah. My Google Classroom is roaring.
Yes, absolutely. Every lesson. I Zoomed a student today, in fact, at home, so that the class could revise, and I could Zoom her because she was at home to say, how are you getting on? Can I go through anything with you? So it seems silly to lose those skills that we've all gained. Yeah, so absolutely incorporate as much as we possibly can.
Andrew, I understand you've taught at Talbot Heath for a number of years. Yeah. I just wondered if you could tell me what you think the best things about the school are and what it does really well.
The girls are always willing to try and extend their imaginations and things. Teaching here is about creating a kind of climate of confidence so that the girls are prepared to be ambitious and adventurous in everything they do, that they're willing to try out new ideas, they're willing to express their imaginations, their creativity and everything that goes with that. So that as Leah says towards the end of that play, nothing will come of nothing, and we want something to come of the girls, and the best way towards that is to get them to take chances, to be adventurous, ambitious, and not to see any limits. And that, I hope, is one thing that we do well here, and that's what we try to do as a staff, but certainly and particularly in the English department.
Well, I was just going to add to what Andrew said, that I think something which is so lovely about the girls here is they're all comfortable in their own skin. So I think that however good they feel at something or however much they struggle with something, within all our subjects, something that we all focus on is them all finding a niche and something that they can all excel at. So within my department, within classics, we have 3 different subjects which we teach: Latin, Greek, classical civilization. And there really is something for everyone, whatever your strengths or weaknesses within any of those subjects. Definitely, yeah. It's
about encouragement. That's how you do it. You let them speak, you give them a chance to express their views, you never close their views down.
Yeah.
And if we establish that from the early years, which we do, then as they get older, they become more familiar with that pattern of doing things, and they take more chances.
And it's just what they do, they're just so used to it.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to think so anyway.
They're not fearful about taking chances and going the extra mile, because they know it will be met with positivity and encouragement. They won't be cast down, and I think that's apparent in all of them.
I wondered if I can ask all 3 of you, what do you think the benefits of being at an all-girls school are?
Well, certainly for the girls is the focus from my part, the fact that they don't have anything else to worry about, but just you can get engrossed in all the lessons. And certainly in languages, I've never heard so much noise coming out of my classroom in a good way, in terms of no inhibitions.
So do you think girls are sort of feel happier to volunteer for things and put their hand up without feeling sort of embarrassed?
Singing, for example, would never happen when there were boys and girls.
From a maths point of view, I think there's a slight tendency to, if you're good at maths, that you can be a bit swotty, whereas actually in our school it's all girls, they all want to do really well, and they actually all love maths, and they all really strive to do their best in maths, and I don't think that would happen in co-ed schools.
And in terms of the benefits of being at an all-girls school, I mean, do the girls talk about that? Do they say they prefer it? I mean, or do they have any views on it?
They are very open about it, and I think for them, the girls that I've taught in PE and sport, they just love that. There's no barrier in that that there perhaps would be in a mixed school. Certainly in terms of sport, that they have that. That there is no barrier to them and what sports they can and can't do. So there is no distraction, and they talk about that a lot, and they love that opportunity that we give them.
They like the fact that there's no pressure. That's what they call it when we talk about it.
I've also been told, and I've actually seen it for myself, that Talbot Heath is incredibly good at developing girls' self-confidence and also getting them to think big, which I know is one of the logos of the school. I mean, is that something that you see as a really crucial part of the school?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
They certainly have a voice.
Yeah.
They can put forward any ideas they have, and we're very lucky that Mrs. Holloway is very open. And we'll always, encourage.
Yeah, there's definitely that open-mindedness to want to try different sports and break the stereotype as well as to what is expected in terms of sports and what they can be good at and have a go at. And we certainly take that on board in our PE and sport curriculum.
But you have to be sporty to come here. I mean, some parents might wonder if their child isn't so sporty. No. Is there something for everybody?
There is something for everybody, and we've really worked hard on the curriculum with the PE lessons that we have. There is something for everyone. If you look at the field this afternoon, we were doing with lower fives, that's year 10, we were doing golf games, we had some fitness going on, and we had some yoga and Pilates, and they rotate around those options. So it really is not just depth, but we focus on breadth. So there is something for everybody. It's really about that lifelong learning as well, which we want girls to go from here into their adult life, having that love for just keeping healthy and, you know, that well-being is just as important to us.
Whether it is sport or whether it's, you know, they're doing the school play or they're, you know, there's so many, you know, from a maths point of view, we do something called the Maths Challenge. We have incredible success with that. And that's not, you know, that's not extracurricular particularly, but we've had some fantastic results with that. So I think it's kind of it's that love of learning that our girls have, and I think that's where the Think Big ties in really lovely, because things that they think they're not so good at, we just try and make them believe that they can do it, and they really do, don't they? They really do believe that. So even those ones that aren't so good, say at maths, then you know, come on, I believe in you, and then they believe in them, and then we've got success. It's fantastic.
I was also going to ask you quite a difficult question in terms of, I mean, what do the three of you think is the best thing about a Talbot Heath education?
They look after the girls. I think they understand the girls, and it's that ability that staff have to be able to see what it is that that girl has to offer. And I'm speaking not just as a member of staff, but as a parent whose daughter was very average, but the staff brought out the very, very best in her. Really did.
Would you two agree with that? That bringing out the best in
100%.
girls?
I mean, I think because there's so much to offer, we can look at every individual bit of what they bring, and because we're a smaller school, because we've got smaller classes, you can give individual attention, which you couldn't give necessarily in bigger settings. So they have all of those opportunities, and we can go, well, okay, we've seen that you've got potential here, so we'll nurture that a little bit more. We'll see if we can push that a little bit further. And I think all of us see that. You know, every member of staff sees that. It's not just in the arts; it's everywhere. I think, as Mr. Jewell was saying, you know, it's just about finding those things that the children love and being able to bring those things out in what they're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's really important.
It does come across that the teachers know the pupils really, really well, and so you can nurture whatever it is that you're wanting to bring out.
It's a safe environment so that girls feel they have freedom and feel confident enough to ask questions, to have inquiring minds and to be confident. And it's a very supportive environment as well. The girls are very supportive of each other within lessons. Yeah. So in our practical subjects, they support, there's no sniggering at people having a go or people doing solos or things like that. They're really supportive of each other, and that creates a lovely nurturing learning environment.
Deborah, I wanted to ask you, we're sitting in the STEAM Hub, so I mean, presumably, I mean, that must be the amazing new STEAM Hub, presumably that's enthused girls in terms of science and maths.
I mean, it's actually incredible. I mean, I don't know about you, but we're all so proud. We're all so proud of this facility. But this isn't just about the STEAM. You know, because it is STEAM. You've got a fantastic drama studio, amazing, science opportunities, virtual learning opportunities. There's kind of anything we can. Some of our cross-curricular days that they've performed here, where we're taking technology across any subject and can just create the most amazing things. So I think it really has enthused. I mean, I think we're all really proud of it, and it does give us a huge edge, I think, as a school.
And I was also going to ask you, Anne, about the sixth form. I'm always very impressed by the variety of things that they go off to do. I mean, can you give a sort of 2 or 3 examples of things that they might go and do?
It can go from looking after the forest to marine biology or being a doctor in Lyon in France, So, yes, we have a huge variety. A lot of our pupils go off to, top universities. They do their first choices, and then they go on to very exciting things. Yes.
And how would you describe the school's ethos to people who perhaps don't know the school so well?
Stimulating, encouraging, and about education in the true sense. Educare, the Latin verb, it means to lead out.
To lead out. So really to get the best out of every single pupil. Whatever their strengths or weaknesses, you literally can find something that everyone is going to excel at. And I think certainly by the time they get to the end of GCSEs, the end of sixth form, all of them shine in some area.
And I know that Talbot Heath is very well known for its excellent academic results. I mean, how do you achieve such great results?
Fantastic teachers,
Yeah.
obviously.
But more or less by encouraging them to express themselves. What the kind of things we've talked about already underpin everything. Obviously we know our texts and our stuff, in inverted commas, as teachers, but it's about encouraging the girls to think for themselves. I like to do these days, always done Animal Farm and 1984, and Orwell in 1984 writes that orthodoxy is unconsciousness, and I want my girls to be conscious. I want them to think for themselves, to challenge everything, to develop ideas, and if they feel that empowered by that, then that usually leads them to be able to do well in the system, the exam system. That's certainly proven to be the case.
Hello Mrs. Holloway, we are live in the bunker right now. The bunker, as you can see, it's got really shallow ceilings and it's really quite packed and dark, but these were actually used during the air raids in the Second World War. So during lessons time, and all the girls and teachers would be huddled in here during the air raids while everything was going on. So it's really cool that we have this as an asset to Talbot Heath. So, interesting fact, there was actually a small bomb that landed in one of the teachers' classrooms during the air raids in World War II. And in the true TH spirit, this is what we like to say, she stomped it out. She got it down, everything was fine, so that just shows how you never give up and you stay with the TH spirit. So if you'd like to follow me down, as you can see it's quite echoey and loud, and we have the lovely Miss Baker at the end. This is one of our amazing history teachers, and she's standing right there by the bed. So this would actually be used to sleep in, but not only would they have actual beds, they'd be sleeping all the way down if it was going on during night and before it could be safe to come out. The toilets over here are actually authentic. They're from the time, which is lovely. We come down here like sometimes for teaching purposes and just to get a feel of what it was actually like during the air raids. So yeah, it's quite crazy. Back to you in the studio, Mrs. Holloway.
Hi, I'm Emily and I'm one of the head girls here at Talbot Heath. Hi, I'm Fran and I'm the other head girl.
Hi, my name's Izzy and I'm the deputy head girl.
Hi, my name's Lydia and I'm the other deputy head girl.
Welcome to the library. This library is open to everyone from junior school and senior school, and you're able to get out books and also study in here in your free periods if you're in sixth form, but of course anytime.
So here we have our amazing history department. They do GCSE and A-level. I personally did GCSE. We studied Germany, England, medicine and the Civil War. I found it really enjoyable. The teachers are outstanding and they give so much support, especially when it came close to the exams. They were so supportive and I felt really confident going into my exam. Here we have the RS department, which is an available subject throughout year 7 to year 13, both at GCSE and A-level. They have such a great department, their teachers are so supportive. They are also involved in the sixth form enrichment lessons, and we have great debates about ethical and non-ethical products, which gets the whole sixth form involved, and it's just a great subject. And lastly, along this corridor, we have the economics and business department. Business becomes available at GCSE for a subject for all students, and then at A-level economics becomes an option. We have such a great economics department, they're so supportive and they really engage all the students. I personally take economics and I also took business GCSE and I find it really, really enjoyable. Sometimes it can be a bit challenging, but the teachers are always there to support you.
Talbot Heath is heavily involved in music. We have music available to all years, available from junior school all the way up to senior school. And we have amazing clubs and amazing facilities. I personally is in senior choir and chamber choir, so I'm able to sing all the time. Obviously with Corona it is quite difficult, but it is working really well on Zoom. We also do a lot of concerts which are taking place all year, so that is very exciting. And the department is so supportive. We also are allowed to take it from GCSE and A-level. This is the Lily Pond Quad, so as part of our school birthday celebrations, we'll parade out of the Great Hall into here and singing, where we'll have the sixth form and the heads and teachers up on the balcony, while the students down here will be singing songs together, just parading around the corridors. It's a lovely time of year in May. This is our Great Hall, where we have our assemblies each Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Currently they're over Zoom, but as soon as COVID is out the way, we'll resume them in here. We also hold events in here, so Winter Ball and Linguist Dinner are all held in here, and they're amazing events and anyone can come and join. And as you can see at the minute, it's currently been used as a sixth form dining room at lunch and as a workspace during our free periods. This is the old gym where quite a lot of the pre-prep lessons will be taking place. We have quite a lot of beads, ropes, mats. We do yoga sessions in here as sixth form, and Pilates I think is taking place this year too. So this is the geography department. In geography you explore a range of physical and human geography. As well as this, you are able to go on a lot of school trips that are really good. such as Wanted Door and Lulworth Cove and the Living Rainforest. There are also a number of international trips, such as Iceland and Japan. This is the English department. It has amazing supportive teachers. It runs all the way through school, so you're able to take it up from GCSE and A-level. GCSE, we study an amazing range of poems, but also Shakespeare and postmodern literature. You can also take English for A-level, where this year we're exploring Chaucer, Hamlet and dystopian literature.
So the next department down this corridor is maths. Personally, my favourite department is I take it for A-level as well as further maths. Again, like English, is offered throughout the whole school, and every year we also do maths challenges which you can be taken at junior, senior, intermediate, and over the last years I've loved competing in them. Next we have the Modern Languages department. So at GCSE you can choose to take German, French or Spanish, and at A-level the same 3 subjects again. From years 7 to 8, Spanish and French are compulsory, but I've loved learning languages the whole way through school.
This is the Classics and Latin department. You can study Classics and Latin from year 8 onwards. We also do GCSE and A-level. I take A-level and I find it amazing. We study Homer, so that includes the Odyssey and the Iliad, and also Virgil's Aeneid. We also take Latin, which we're able to take as a GCSE and an A-level.
So here we have our psychology department, which is available for sixth form students for an A-level course. There's 3 components of the course which I thoroughly really enjoy as I take A-level, and the psychology teacher here is really good and she supports us so much and I can really fault it.
So this is the lower sixth common room. There's a kitchen, you have the lockers out here, but this is a workspace. So during free periods, people can come in here, do like extra work that they've had from subjects or homework or after school. Just a nice little breakout space. In lower six, you also have enrichment sessions, which would be PSRE sessions, but also self-defense and yoga, which are really brilliant.
So this is the upper sixth common room. We have 2 separate rooms. One we have for studying and the other one more like social. So here we have plenty of computers and desks, which is more known as like the quiet common room if you want to get on with work. We have the more social side of the common room. We have a nice desk, seating area, a kitchen.
So this is the IT room. In the IT room, you can do things such as coding, working with computers and robots. IT is an option for GCSE, however you do it from year 7 to year 9. This is the science department. There are 6 science labs, including a computer room in the middle, which we class as S7. Science is carried all the way through from year 7 to 6th form. You can choose to do triple science at GCSE or you can do combined. From year 9 onwards, you can specify into physics, biology and chemistry, and at A-level you can do the same. I take chemistry and physics and I've really enjoyed it.
TH also offers a STEM club from years 7 onwards. Alongside the new STEAM Hub, the future of STEM is forever expanding at TH, and I'm so excited to see what will be coming in the next few years.
So here we have the sports department, which is available from pre-prep all the way up to the end of 6th form. When you start year 11, you start to have options within your PE lessons, such as trampolining, swimming, netball, running, rounders, all that sorts of sports. There's also many after-school clubs such as netball, hockey, swimming, tennis, that are available to all pupils, which was really great. I personally got involved in loads of sports that were offered to me and I found it really enjoyable and it was a great environment to be in. Another great aspect of our sports department here at Talbot Heath is the facilities of our gym. Once you get to year 11 and 6th form, the gym is much more usable.
As part of the new STEAM Hub in 2019,
We also have this amazing indoor swimming pool. Last year we also linked up with pool swimming clubs, so they come in and train here in the mornings preschool, and they set up a swimming academy with schools, so pupils from all years can come and join if they want to be a competitive swimmer.
So this is the cafe, which is available to sixth formers at all times during the day, and at break is available to senior pupils. It's a great breakout space for studying for the sixth form, which I personally found really helpful.
Here you can see our fantastic new auditorium. This free moving space can be split into 3 different function rooms. The bigger space is also installed with an interactive floor and wall. In the past we've had movable red blood cells, a lava floor and a flower garden. Last year the drama department showcased The Wizard of Oz as the debut performance of the auditorium, and on an unusual year we'd be in the midst of creating a new show now.
This is drama. You can take drama from year 7 all the way up to year 13. It's an option at GCSE and A level. Every year we do a drama play, which last year was Wizard of Oz, which was our first musical.
This is the design room. In the design room there's lots of specialist equipment. The design room is used by all years and can be used for clubs as well as lessons. There are lots of interdisciplinary design days throughout the school. This is the art room. There are 2 different art rooms that can be used. Art can be taken for GCSE and A level, as well as photography. There's also a textiles room that is open to all students.